Hello and welcome to the Ciao Bella Midnight Spell mini album tutorial series designed for Scrap and Create. All of the products that are available on the Scrap and Create website are linked in the description box below, so you can click on those links, purchase those products to follow along. Let's get started. In today's tutorial, we will begin decorating page 4. So the first thing that I did was mark the center on my flap, and at the bottom of my page, I have my two 8-inch ribbons. I'm going to place one on each of these. And remember, if you want a little bit of a longer bow, to cut yours maybe to about 10 inches in length. Once I have my adhesive on, I'm just going to go ahead and place one off of the edge of the page and then one off the edge of the upper flap. From this 8x8 paper, I've cut this to 6 1/4, so I don't know where this strip is. I might have used it somewhere else since I probably already had it cut and didn't even realize. So this is 6 1/4 by 8. Then I've cut this to 6 3/4. I'm going to place this larger piece here, and then I'm going to open this up and place the smaller piece actually on this little tiny flap here. Next, I'll take a piece of my trim and I'm going to adhere it here to the bottom edge of my flap. Now I'm going to come into here first. So I have cut a piece from this 12 by 12 paper. This is 6 1/4 by 2 inches, and I'm going to place this up here. Then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to place adhesive on the sides of this little tiny front flap and adhere it down to make my little pocket or tuck spot. Next, I'll flip this down, and for this lower portion, I have a piece from this 12 by 12 paper. This piece was up here, and it measures 6 1/4 by 3 1/4. I'm going to be placing my piece right here like this. This I've got from that same paper, and I believe that was from here. Two pieces that are cut to 1 1/4 by 7 3/4. I'm going to place one here and one here on each side. From my Fussy cut sheets, I've picked this blue paper and I've cut this to just slightly less than 4 1/4, and it's that 5 7/8 of an inch that the sheet came in. I'm going to place it here in the center. Then I have these two pieces. They measure 7/8 by just slightly less than 4 1/4, and I don't know where these came from. They were just on a piece, I found a piece that had a light coloring on it and I just cut it off. I'm going to place one here at the top and one here at the bottom, like this. I've taken the leftover piece of my 12 by 12 paper with the clock on it, and from the bottom section I have cut two pieces, and these measure 4 1/4 by 3 inches. I've cut a continuous piece so that this pattern will match up in the center. So I'm going to place those two pieces on the front of my flaps. Then opening up, I've cut two more pieces the same size, 3 inches by 4 1/4 from this piece here. It's 12 by 12. I'll be placing these here and here. From that same paper, I've cut two strips. These are 1 1/4 by 6 1/4. And this one's going to go here. This one's going to go here. Then my final piece I've cut from here, the 12 by 12 paper, and I'm using it on the back side. I've cut this to 6 1/4 by 4 1/4 for my photo mat. So I'm going to adhere all those pieces down. Once all my papers are on, I've got my photo mat that I will place right back down into that tuck spot there, and I will come back later and decorate that. I'm going to tie my page closed and then flip over and get started on the back side. This is the 8x8 paper for the back side. So first what I did was cut 1/4 of an inch off the top and 1/4 of an inch off the bottom. Then I've cut this to 4.5 inches, and I'm going to place this here on the front of my page. Then I'm going to take my last piece of lace trim and place it down. Whoop, hold on a second. I need to first cut myself one more piece of my silver ribbon and make a pull tab. So before I do any of that, I need to go ahead and mark here in the center and place my silver pull tab there and here. Now that I have my pull tab on, I can go ahead and place my paper. Then I will go ahead and place my ribbon trim. Now that my paper and my lace are on, I'm going to open up and apply one of my magnets here right next to the end of my pull. And then I will place my second magnet on and then close my flap to place my magnet there. And now I'll come in and adhere this paper to my small flap here. From the 12x12 clock paper, I cut this piece here. It measures 4 inches by 5 inches. I'll be placing it here, covering the magnet on the front of this flap. Then opening up for the back side. From my Fussy cut sheets, I've cut the gold to 4 inches by 5 inches, and I'll be placing this here. Then I have this leftover scrap. This is from the Fussy cut sheets as well. It was just a scrap on my desk. It is about 3/8 of an inch. I trimmed it down to 5 inches, and I'm going to place this here just as a bit of a pop of color or a decoration for this photo mat here. Then this is from the 12x12 paper. I've trimmed some off of this side here. This is 4.5 by 5 inches. And I'm going to be placing this right here in the center. From this 12x12 paper, I first cut this piece. It's 3.5 inches, and I just left the length. It's actually, 5 3/4 of an inch. So you just need to cut it to 3.5. It's going to go over here. Then after I cut that, I've cut these two pieces here. They are 4.5 inches by 1 1/4 inches. One is going to go here at the top, and one is going to go down here at the bottom. Now I had a leftover piece from my sheet here. When I cut this, I had that piece left over. So I've cut this to 3.5 inches, and I just left it. It should be just under 2 inches. So it's 1 7/8. I'm going to place this down here at the bottom of my pocket. Then from the piece that I've cut off from here, I've trimmed this to 3/4 by 3.5. And I'm going to place this here at the top to give it that pop of color. From my 12x12 paper, I had a piece of this left over. It's cut to 1 3/4 by 6 3/4. I'll place this here on my belly band. Now from my 8x8 paper, I did cut this one little card, and then I've got a piece of white cardstock to back it on. I will glue this to there first. Then I'm going to glue this here just in the center of my belly band. So I will draw lines here and here once I have this centered, and then I'll add my adhesive to the belly band and then place my piece down so just this is adhered and then the back is open to tuck something behind. Which brings me to my last piece. This is 12 by 12 paper. It's cut to 6 3/4 by 7 3/4. And I will just slide this right under the belly band to cover the base of my page. Once all the paper is on the page, I did go ahead and place my card back here behind my belly band, and I've taken my little journaling card bookmark out of my pocket here. I'm going to actually place something on the front of this one because the back is going to be completely open. So it's from the 8 by 8 paper, and I've just trimmed this to 2 1/4 inches by 7 1/4 inches. I'm going to place it right here on the front and then place it right here in my pocket. For the beads on this page, I've added some to her belt, her neck as a necklace, and her headband, just like I did on the front cover. Then I have added my beads down my lace like I've done on previous pages. Then for the beading on the front side of the page, I went around both of the tires and the center of the tires on the carriage. And then I've added a chipboard piece up here, and I've placed my little pearls all around it, just like I did, I believe it was the very first page. I did something similar with the chipboard piece. Now that is it for this page and this tutorial. If you are just joining the tutorial series, don't forget to check the description box below for the links for all of the Magic Spell products and the other products that you will need to make this album. I'll see you in the next tutorial.